I'm going for. How you guys doing? Y'all doing good? Yeah. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. Netflix has this new movie out. It's called The Uglies. Have y'all heard about it? If you haven't heard about it, I'm going to ruin it for you. It's about everybody that I invited here tonight. Imagine you want to be an actor, right? And then one day your agent calls you and is like, I have the perfect movie for you. You're going to be the lead in this Netflix movie called The Uglies. Like, is there nothing else you got for me? He's like, well, Human Centipede 4 needs a middle, so I'm going to do that. Like, all right, I'll be ugly, don't worry. I have a pistol that I don't really like. I've been trying to trade it in. I actually have it right here. I don't really like it, so I went to a gun show and I was trying to trade it in, and I took my grandpa with me because he also likes guns, you know. And we get in there, and I'm looking at one, and I was like, yeah, this is a nice one, you know. My grandpa comes over and he's like, you like that gun? I was like, yeah. And then he looked at me and the vendor and was like, that would be a good gun in case we ever need to go to Washington. I was like, what the fuck, man? Yeah, we all think that, but you don't say that. And you definitely don't say it to somebody about to sell me a gun. No, man. We're gonna get put on the FBI's radar, which I used to think was really scary, but I've recently found out that that means nothing. You're on the FBI radar. I'm starting to think they only have a radar just to take bets on if the guy's really gonna do it or not. Yeah, he's been on our radar a while. What's the over-under on this shooting? Yeah. I'll be honest with you, I just realized I'm probably in a room full of teachers since you yeah, what's the over-under on that? I'm going to parlay that with another assassination attempt. Alright, cool. I just turned 28. Yeah. Oh, thank you. It was a couple months ago. But I just turned 28 when I wrote this, so that helps. One thing I realized is that when you turn 28, that's too old to kill yourself. You know what I mean? Like, if you kill yourself at 27, you join that club, you know, the 27 Club. And it's got like Kurt Cobain and Jimi Hendrix and stuff. But when you turn 28, there's no club. It's just disappointment, you know. Like, if you're 27 and you kill yourself, the doctor will go to your mom and be like, your son was a comedic genius. And his jokes will stand the test of time. But when you're 28 and you kill yourself, the doctor will go to your mom and be like, hey, your fucking nobody's son killed himself. He's in a pillowcase out back if you want him. That joke used to be a lot darker than that. Yeah? No. I'll save it. I work with a lot of like old guys, and they like talking about sex. They're like what I call dirty old men. You know what I mean? That's just all they talk about. They're like in their late 50s. I guess they're kind of over it, so they're just like talking about it, you know? And I don't really like talking about sex. I feel it's like awkward, you know what I mean? And like, but if you're with your friends and you're being like vague, that's one thing. But when a stranger comes up to you and is like, hey Brendan, how do you fuck? That's very awkward, you know what I mean? So I came up with this thing I started saying to get them to stop talking to me. And it goes like this. They'll come up to me and they're like, hey Brendan, you know, what are the ladies like nowadays? And I'm like, oh, I have this special move, all right? It's where you take these two fingers and you put them in her vagina, and you take your thumb and put it in her butthole. It's called the bowling ball. And the guy's like, no, that's called a shocker. And I'm like, yeah, but then you throw her down an alley. And you drive off. That's how you do that. It usually gets that response, so it's okay. So, fellas, try it. I recently, or not recently. I do this joke that I really like that people don't think is funny, but I think it's really funny. It's not like an on-stage joke. It's like a when you're out with friends joke. You know what I mean? Like, I'll go out to a bar with friends, and they'll start, like, talking and stuff, and the bar will be really loud, and I have bad hearing. Like, I can't hear anything. So, like, they'll start talking, and then I do this thing where if they say something and I don't hear it, I'll go, what? And if they say it back aggressively, I'll pull out a knife. And I'm like, what'd you say? They never laugh. But I think it's so funny. Like, if there's no real threat of violence, it's pretty funny, you know? But no, they don't seem to get it. And I'm just like, I only do a knife because you can put it in your pocket and take it anywhere. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. You don't laugh? No. But yeah, I do that. I think it'd be really funny though if I could do like a musket. You know what I mean? If I could ever conceal carry a musket, I think that would be the best joke. If I was like, you know, they said something and I'm like, what? Tally ho! That's just an excuse to say tally ho. It's a really good battle cry if you ever need one. Where was I? Work. I had to kill a rattlesnake at work the other day. All right. It's only going to get worse, don't worry. I had to kill a rattlesnake at work the other day, and it was like coming up to our shop, so I went out there with a shovel, you know, killed it. And then I left it there because I thought, you know, like a bird or something would eat it. And then what I didn't think would happen is that my coworker was going to go get that snake, and he was going to put it on top of a toolbox of another coworker with a string around it. And when he went to go get a tool, he was going to kind of pull it off and fall on him. I had no idea he would do that. And he did it, and naturally that guy freaked out, as anyone would. And he was like, it's a prank, you pussy. And he's like, what kind of prank is that? This is the scariest thing I've ever heard, man. That's not even being a pussy. That's a natural reaction to a snake spawning mid-air and falling on you. It's terrifying, man. And then even, like, while he was scared, to kick him while he's down, they were like, it's dead, you idiot. What the fuck? When a snake falls on you, your first thought is not like, it's probably dead. Your first thought is, I'm going to run through this wall. I'm going to freak out, you know? So I thought of a prank to get him back. I'm going to go to work on Monday, and I'm going to bring a fucking gun. I'm going to be like, you're going to suck my dick, or I'm going to kill you. And then when he goes to do it, I'm going to be like, these are blanks. What are you, an idiot? Come on. Oh, you're just really going to do it. What are you, gay? Come on. I was going to let him. What am I, gay? Come on. Seamless transition here. I was in the military. Military was cool. It did ruin a lot of things for me, like military movies. I was really big into those. You know, growing up, I loved them. I think it was part of the reason I joined. But then after I joined, I realized that there's a lot of like inaccuracies in them, and that's all I notice now. So I decided to write my own military movie, and I'm going to tell you guys about it right here. Have y'all ever seen that movie Air Bud? Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? It's like the fucking dog that plays basketball. Yeah, well, it's basically Air Bud, right? And he wants to go to college to play basketball, but he doesn't have any money because he's a dog. So he joins the military in order to go to college, you know, get money to go to college. And it'll show him like in boot camp, right? He's marching around and running. And then somebody like throws a grenade and he runs after it like a ball. And they're like, Air Bud, come on. What are you doing, right? There's some kid that's like failing out of boot camp because he can't do any pull-ups. The drill sergeant's like, hey, this fucking dog's doing like 20 of them. He doesn't even have thumbs. What are you doing, you know? And then he graduates boot camp and he gets to the fleet. And he's like, this is great, you know? And then he gets deployed to Afghanistan. And he's like, wow, this is great, you know? We're really helping these people. This is crazy, you know? I never thought I'd be doing this. And then his friend gets blown up. And he's like, oh, fuck. He comes back home. He gets a drinking problem. He gets his rank taken away because he's underage. Then he gets deployed to Afghanistan again. And he's like, I don't even know why we're here. We're not helping these people. It's crazy. This isn't my war, like a real Rambo moment. And then he gets out and he comes home. And he's sitting in college one day. And he's like, I don't even know why I'm at college. I don't even want to play basketball anymore. And he's sitting there and everybody's looking at him. Or he feels like everybody's looking at him. It's just really quiet, And then his classmate leans over and is like, hey, Airbud, you were in the military. What was it like in Afghanistan? And Airbud looks right at him and he goes, rough. All right, guys, my name is Brendan Stone. Thank you.